What's up, everybody? This is Dr. Nick with Leverage Media, and today I want to talk to you about one of my least favorite topics, the 3 most avoidable reasons why chiropractors get 1-star reviews on Google. So it's my least favorite because when you get that notification on your phone or through email from Google My Business and you got a new review and you're all excited to see which one of your favorite patients gave you a 5-star, and then you see the dreaded 1-star and your heart just drops and it's just like, oh, that is not good. So then opening it up is a whole nother terror in itself. But there are lots of different reasons why people might leave a 1-star review or a 2 or 3. And some of them are just unavoidable. Some of them, there's nothing you can do about it. The people are crazy. The situation was just like out of your control. A staff member did something that you had no control of. But there are definitely a lot of common ones that I see that the doctors have, not 100%, but pretty close to 100% of control when it comes to these types of reviews. And anything you can do to avoid a 1-star review is worth it in my mind, because for every 1-star review, and for some reason I had the math wrong on this, and it was like staggering when I actually did the math correctly this time, but it takes, it might be like 78 or 79, but I just used round numbers, but it basically takes 80 5-star reviews to get you to completely erase a 1-star review. So Google, because they only have like 4 point something or 5.0, they'll round up. So if you have a 4.95, they'll round up to a 5. So in order to get back to 4.95, if you have a 1-star review, that takes 80 5-star reviews to get back there. So that is a lot of work, a lot of asking, a lot of searching for those people that might be willing to give you those 5 stars. So anything you can do to avoid a 1-star is, in my opinion, well worth the effort. So let's get into it. What are the 3 most avoidable types? So we'll start with the kind of the most benign, and it's people having to wait. Now, some offices, are just busy, and maybe they have a wait, like, people just show up, 20 people show up at 3:15 and, first come, first serve type of thing. This happens less with, the bad reviews come less from existing patients than it does from new patients. So new patients are much more sensitive to this. But I have seen it before to where maybe they won't give you a 1-star, but it may get like a 3-star. And it's usually like when somebody's on their way out the door, like they're not coming back and they want to leave a review and they're hoping maybe the doctor sees it. But they'll say, the doctor is great. I've gotten great care here, but I always have to wait. It takes 30 minutes. That's a lot about just like setting expectations with the patient. And maybe you do need to get better staffed or like reconfigure your scheduling. But if you do have people that wait when they come into the office to get adjusted, just make sure that you're talking to them clearly about that up front, so they're not expecting to get in and out. If it's just a chronic issue and they're supposed to have a 3:15 appointment and you don't ever get to them until 3:45, eventually you're either going to lose the patient and or get a negative review. The new patients are the ones that I'm talking about. So they've got, the 3:15 appointment as a new patient, and maybe you get backed up. Maybe you're busy. Anything you can do to at least get that patient started, to be checking in with them. Maybe you've got a staff member that does part of the exam for you or takes the history or something to get it going. I don't think that you should let a new patient wait anything more than 10, maybe 15 minutes. Now, again, there are things that are just out of your control, like the day just can get crazy at times. I totally get that. What I usually find whenever I see the negative reviews where it's a new patient had to wait situation, it's usually the doctor's attitude towards the patient They feel like the doctor is dismissive or didn't apologize enough, or just wasn't attentive in a way to where they recognize their feelings, that it's more of it's almost like the patient thinks that the doctor just doesn't care that they had to wait 20, 30, 40 minutes. I've seen it where they've been sitting there for an hour, or at least that's the story on the reviews. Just to give a little personal story, today actually, I had a scheduled appointment for my car to get picked up to go get the oil changed. And they've done it multiple times and no problem. They're always right on time. They're out there waiting. They call me when they're outside. And so today we were supposed to be there. We were supposed to meet outside my apartment building at 2:30. It was like 2:50, and I'm calling and I can't get a hold of anybody. I finally get a hold of the service person. They tell me, let me see where he's at. They hung up on me. Couldn't get back in touch with. It was just a terrible experience. And I ended up having to sit out there in the middle of a workday for an hour when I thought I was going to meet someone out there at 2:30, drop off the car, be back in my apartment in 5 minutes. It was, if the guy would have been overly apologetic, if he would have offered to give me a free car wash, I'm pretty easy going. I would have just moved on with my life. It's not the end of the world. But man, the attitude that the guy gave me, you could just tell he really did not care whether I was upset about it or not. And I was audibly upset over the phone. And he just could care less. He was just trying to move on with his day. So that's what you want to avoid, because I find that the doctor's attitude is usually the make or break piece when it comes to people deciding whether to leave that review in all types of situations, but especially when it comes to having to wait. Number two is, I'm going to say this is this isn't, what happens is not bait and switch, but this is just a good title for it. But the bait and switch feeling that I guess I could say, the feeling that patients get when it comes to new patient specials. So this comes along a lot with Facebook ads, as well as, and probably more so, with Groupon ads. So you're always running a risk whenever you're running a new patient special, that if the offer is not 100% clear, that you can start to get into issues where somebody feels like they got slighted somehow, and then all of a sudden, for these patients that a lot of times are not worth the trouble. They're not really looking to become long-term patients, but you bring them in anyway, and it just tends to create, especially with Groupon, it tends to create more problems than what it's worth. If you have, here's my a real quick aside. Here's my thoughts on Groupon. If you have non-provider services in the office, like equipment, things that you can just set them up on, they buy a package, maybe we used to do cryosauna in the office, and they would buy, I think it was three treatments for maybe it was $90. That got them in. It was very easy to set them up. They did it. They experienced it, and there was nothing really that they could get upset about. We delivered on the thing that we said we were going to deliver on. Whenever you start getting, when you do it for chiropractic, when you do it for massage, when you do it for a combo of them, it just adds in a layer of uncertainty that, I think starts to become more of an issue. So here's one thing that I will tell you if you are running new patient specials, is whatever you do on the first day with a new patient, that should be what the special is. That should be what the $21, $49, $99, whatever it is that you are offering, that price should include everything that you do on day one. I see this all the time where people think people do not read, all the bullet points. They don't read all of the fine print. They are just assuming that I'm going to come in, I'm going to get adjusted, I'm going to get an exam, whatever they think they're going to get. whatever you do on day one, it needs to be included in that that new patient special. The big thing that I see people do is they run the $29 new patient special, and then when they get in the office, normally x-rays are 100, now they're 50. They get halfway through the exam, and then they're upselling them into x-rays. To me, that is a recipe for disaster. You are waiting for somebody to feel, even if that's why I didn't want to say bait and switch in the beginning, because it's not really a bait and switch. You don't say that x-rays are included, but then they feel like you're just getting them in there to sell them the x-rays, and then all of a sudden the whole dynamic has changed. Even if you have an amazing script for this, and if you handle it perfectly 99% of the time, the 1% of the time, it is just, to me, it's just not worth it. The $50 for the x-rays is just not, put that into the package, like make that part of the special. Like I don't understand. I've never understood the need for people to try to collect as much as possible in that day one. Like why people have hundreds of dollars as a day one process or exam, I have never really understood because as chiropractors, having somebody for a lifetime patient, having their family come in, that's where the real value of a patient lies in terms of on the business side, not on day one. So make sure that whatever your special is includes everything you do on day one. The other thing that I think really starts to create a problem is if you include services like massage, and that will attract the people. Especially this happens with Groupon a lot, and Groupon must talk people into doing this. But if you have a massage therapist in the office, what they'll do is they'll try to convince you to do a chiropractic new patient special, which Groupon knows no one really wants that much, and a massage, which Groupon knows people want a lot. So when you combine those two, and then you hide the massage behind this big long sales process that the person not all of them, but a lot of the people that sign up for those packages, they only care about the massage. They don't care about the exam. They're just signing up because it was cheaper than going to Massage Envy to get just a massage there. So I am not a big fan of including massage to entice people into the office. If you do it, if you make it a part of the package, do it whether they show up for the report of findings or not. This is the part where I find you really get yourself into an issue, is where day one, they get the chiropractic stuff, and then they want to do the massage. And the doctor tells them, well, you need to come in for your report of finding. And then at that appointment, that's when we schedule the massage. That's the friction point. That's what's going to get people upset. And so just make it simple. Don't make them feel like they have to jump through hoops to do the thing that they actually want, which is part of the deal, and it doesn't matter how much it says it in the fine print. They don't read it. It doesn't matter that you say, you have to come in for the second day to get it doesn't matter. What matters is after they think they've done their time with you, now they get to do the thing that they really want to do. And there's going to be 90% of the people that want to come in for chiropractic, that want both of the things, that are fine coming in for day two and then scheduling the massage. It doesn't matter. The avoiding the 1-star is worth making that a frictionless process. So don't make them do a second step in order to get the thing that they probably want anyway. The last thing I'll say on this is, if you do have a new patient special, let's say it's super low, or let's say it's actually I'm trying to think of what it is. These $21 ones that I see, which are just, I think, a terrible idea. But the $21 offer. Let's say you have somebody come in who has a $20 copay. They don't care. They don't care one way or another whether you do $21 or $20. The problem is like, let's say they've got, I don't know, Federal Blue Cross insurance, which I don't think they have a $20 copay, but let's just argumentative sake that they do. And you're able to bill more, you're able to make more than the $21 you would have gotten from them on the special. Some people are very protective of their insurance. They think that if you bill more than you're supposed to, that their copay is going to go up next year. They just don't have a full understanding of how like insurance works. You can say to someone, if it's like if you're offering a $49 new patient special and somebody comes in and their copay is $20, I still would like just explain it to them, be like, hey, listen, we can either do it for the $49 that you came in for, or we can do the $20 copay. That is a big enough difference to where it's like you're doing them a favor by billing the insurance. But if it's like $21.20, they don't really care, because out of their pocket, it's still $20 in their mind. Do not do the thing that is going to allow you to bill, $226 for an exam and an adjustment and soft tissue or whatever it is that you're going to bill for. That is where I see a lot of people get into issues, is like they brought me, this is where they feel like they got the bait and switch, is where, they brought me in for this and then they hit my insurance for, a ton of money. So just again, avoid all of that. Like just get the dollar signs out of your head on day one, because it should just be about like, I made you this offer, you took advantage of it. Let's like fair exchange, do the thing that we said we were going to do. All right. Number 3 is the 3 most avoidable reasons chiropractors get one-star reviews on Google is hard sales. Now, there's, a wide range of chiropractors out there. Some do, visit by visit. Some do care plans. Some do 1-month care plans, 3-month care plans, 12-month care plans. And I think that there's a right way and a wrong way to do care plan sales. If you are doing hardcore sales and you're bringing in a lot of new patients, in the age of social media and Google reviews, it's only a matter of time before you get the dreaded scam review. So I can always tell whenever I am looking at reviews, because I look at reviews for not only the people that I'm doing the strategy session with, but I kind of look at like who's in the area, who are they competing against, what kind of reviews do they have. And I can usually tell, like if you get one, this place is a scam review, it could just be somebody who's mad. They know that's a bad word for a doctor, so they throw it out there. If you've got 5 or 6 scam reviews, I have a pretty good feeling of what your sales process is like. Not to say that there is anything wrong with the sales process. It's just that when you are doing really hard sales and you are forcing somebody into a decision, you are at risk of getting yourself quite a few 1-star reviews. Usually those offices have a lot of 5-star reviews too, lots of people that are happy. But I think that there is maybe a way to where you could be 80-90% as effective with maybe an easier process. I just think that 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you could do the hardcore sales, and really just people would, tell a few people about it afterwards, then they would forget about it and move on with their life. But now with reviews, with social media, it can really do a lot of damage, especially with Google reviews. They sit out there forever. And like I said, it takes 85 stars to get back to where you were at prior to the 1-star review. So anyway, so the method, I think that, anytime I've talked to people about this that do pretty hardcore sales, is they will say that their process is the reason why they are able to close at a high rate. And it does, turn some people off, but, a lot of people like it and they like being guided and led and all that. The problem is that those reviews are probably costing you a ton of silent money. And silent money is the worst because you just don't even know that you're missing out on it. And silent money is all those people that look at those reviews, read those reviews, and never even give you the chance. It's not like they come in, they don't call you and tell you, hey, I didn't choose you because of these reviews. They just call somebody else. And you never notice it. You never like feel the sting of it. But I can promise you that there are that there's a lot of money being left on the table, a lot of patients not being able to be helped because of some harder sales tactics that I think that are probably out there. So no matter how nice you are, no matter how perfect you are, you're gonna get some 1-star reviews. I will say as a little bonus tip, no matter what the 1-star review is about, always make sure that you're reaching out to those people. You're trying. A lot of times it's just miscommunication. But to be proactive about it, be compassionate. When somebody is upset, when somebody is angry about something, even if it's not really your fault, even if, like you're not really in the wrong, that maybe they're being unreasonable, it doesn't matter. Like just try to work your way through it. You might even be able to save a relationship, a patient, just by keeping that in mind. I mean, that's just a good way to go through life. But usually the doctor's attitude, I think, is part of the reason why people go ahead and leave those reviews. So sometimes it's a front desk issue. We've had some of those before where the doctors do a great job, the front desk and the person just have friction for whatever reason. But usually that type of stuff can be handled if you reach out to the patient, as long as you know who they are. Keep it off of the comments. Do not get sassy with people when you're responding to negative reviews, and just try to do the best job you can. Try to give people the customer service that you would hope for if you were in the office, and just try to get as many 5-star reviews as you can, because at some point that 1-star is coming. And so you want to make sure that you're buffering against it as much as possible. So hope you guys are having a great day. Hopefully this was helpful, and we'll see you on the next one.